following email was sent by Nicole Dressbell 8 years ago this week. Subject line, headshot. Body of the email. I don't have one. I need to get one. Please do not use the Rice Krispie shot.
Yeah, so for a long time, my professional photograph on the Upright Citizens Brigade performer page was me holding a giant Rice Krispie treat because I liked the way my face looked in it.
Okay.
I still haven't gotten a professional headshot.
But it's, oh, you haven't?
Nope.
So we're still using the Rice Krispie shot?
No, we're not using that. We're using a picture my roommate took in our kitchen.
Gotcha. I feel like you're at the point where you probably should go ahead and get one of those.
Or, is it like, if it hasn't happened yet,
it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
You're seeing how long you can ride it out.
Kind of, yeah.
All right.
They're very expensive, and everyone's got a camera now. So why is it still so expensive? That's condescending. But I'm just saying,
You're saying they should be cheaper because, no, they look much better. Like, if you got a photographer to do it, it would look a lot better than, your roommate taking one.
My roommate has a camera.
What? Everyone has a camera. Having a camera doesn't mean that the photo would look good.
Well, my roommate's he's very artistic.
All right. Nothing against your roommate.
No, he's not even my roommate anymore.
He moved out.
He did move out. The following email was sent by Matt Stroup 9 years ago this week. Happy AM. How you doing? I went to that comedy show last night, then vegetated on my couch. It was nice and relaxing. I also bowled a 237 in Wii yesterday. That was only the second time I've turned it on all week. I swear. I've been very disciplined. Who's this email to? Is this to your now wife?
Yes, that's to my now wife.
And that's the sort of courting email you were sending before she was your wife?
I mean, how did she resist marrying me?
Truly.
It's just you didn't have anything notable happen on a day when you announced that you bowled a 237 in Wii.
No.
That's not bowling a 237 in real life. It's not even close.
No.
If you bowled a 237 in real life, definitely tell me about it.
Okay.
Don't tell me that you bowled a 237 in Wii.
What's a great bowling score?
200 is good. Over
Okay.
200 is, I'm very happy.
Okay.
Yeah. But 237 in Wii is sort of a different thing.
Right.
And then I apologized for the Wii playing. Did you notice that preemptively?
Yes,
I was worried I was in trouble.
I only did it one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids today, when they're courting, I don't think they email anymore because I think it's all text.
That's right.
But text wasn't as efficient. If you sent, that would be a long text to send.
It would be. Very short email, though.
Yeah. And now it's a normal length text because, texting has basically become email.
That's right.
That's the sort of incredible observations you're getting on this show.
Pretty deep where we just went there.
Thanks.
You've got mail.
Welcome to Inbox, the show where we gain access to our guests' digital correspondence and mine their personal lives for comedy gold. I am Matt Stroup.
And I am Nicole Dressbell, and our guest this week is writer-performer Nick Kocher.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi. Nothing much. I've got both a coffee and a water.
Yes, very
A coffee,
balanced.
water, and an iPad.
And I'm very nervous about what's about to happen.
Really?
You're breaking new ground, though, because you're the first guest to not have a laptop. You have an iPad that is set up like a laptop.
Yeah. It's got a keyboard attached to it, and it's what I've been using.
I'm curious.
It's, I would say, like a laptop, but less efficient.
Great.
Because the touching of the screen to switch stuff is probably the most annoying part of that setup, right?
Yes. I mean, yes. I like it because it's small. I've found that I've liked my laptops have progressively gotten smaller and smaller and smaller, and there's something about it being light that I enjoy.
Don't even get Nicole started,
Yeah,
seriously.
sorry. I'm mad they don't make Airs anymore. They don't make
yeah.
the MacBook Air because I'm an Air person.
That's what I currently have. It's very dirty. That's also why I've got the iPad out, is because my MacBook has there were stickers on it, and now that those have been peeled off, and it's just dirty. It's kind of embarrassing.
It's kind of a dirty machine.
Dirty
So it's
machine.
either clean that and show it to other people, or use the iPad.
Right. Why'd you peel those stickers off? Did you just change as a person?
No, it was over the video screen. The camera.
Right, sure, because you have to post a note or something on there.
I put some sort of sticker on it that when I pulled it off left all of the sticker residue. Then I got one of those Mr. Robot style sliding doors that goes over it. That is it kind of, I see it and it kind of scares me. It scares seeing a lap. This is also why I didn't want to show you guys, is because seeing a laptop where the video screen is covered up is kind of frightening because it's what are you doing in front of that video screen?
Well, because I have the Post-it note over the video thing, which that feels a little bit like a suspicious mom behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But your thing sounds very high tech. That sounds like a person who expects to get hacked.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I've thought about it, and I'm like, it's just a video of me masturbating, which is the only
That's the
thing
nightmare.
it's gonna, I could probably say like, well, if my laptop was open and I was walking to and from the shower, they'd have that. But it's like, I'm not concerned with that getting out. I just don't want a video of me masturbating.
And so you're also not concerned with like the government monitoring you while you're moving about your business. You are concerned with masturbation videos.
The
Just a
government
masturbation
is
video.
fully welcome to watch me do whatever they want.
Okay.
The only thing that I like, and most of what that will be is masturbating.
Right. Fair. Well, very promising. Let's get into that email.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So, Nick, who do you not want to send an email to? We're going to start with part one of
God. Okay.
email roulette.
Email roulette.
There's someone in my contacts called the first name Left You and second name High and Dry, which it sounds like I put in as a joke, but now I have no idea who this person is.
Oh, wow. This is
Wait,
great.
Stop.
But that's
So this is a person you put in possibly because they did that to you. But
Or
now
did you leave them high and dry?
if
No,
I
that
know
would be-
I have actually no idea what the specifics of this are. If I know myself, I feel like it's probably like one of my actual good friends that like was late to something and I changed their
wow.
name or something to be like, look, this is your new name to me. But
Okay.
now I have no idea who this is.
So that is more likely in your mind than
Wait, I wonder if I can see. We could see maybe
well, could
our
you,
text history.
That's what I was going to say. Oh, does that mean that's who it is? No.
That's not who it is
that
it?
might be who it is. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
No,
It
he's a
wouldn't-
lovely person.
Well, yeah, no. I think it's this person probably is a lovely person.
Gotcha.
I think that might be, but then why would they? I don't think.
well,
that
Would this be
makes
the first
sense.
time that we're not generating an email but a text
I
message?
think so. And I think we may be writing to inform this person that at one point in time,
one point in time
their
they
name was changed.
betrayed me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Excellent.
Okay, all right. It's going to be a text.
It's going to be a
Yes.
text.
Jesus. Okay,
So I think first line. Well, hello.
I'm typing it.
Yes.
You're typing it.
Well, hello.
Whoever you
I'm
are.
already very, very concerned. Well, hello, whoever you are.
You might be surprised that I'm writing an email to a person.
A text.
A text.
That I'm writing
I love the keyboard sound on that.
an email or a text.
No, keep it as an
Yeah, it's
email
a
or a
satisfying
text.
click sound. You might be surprised that I'm writing an email or text. So right off the bat, I'm telling this person that I'm not even completely sure the manner with which I'm communicating.
Most of these emails that we write for this segment sound like the writer has become unhinged.
To a person I cannot identify.
To a person I cannot identify. Okay,
Here's what I know.
here's what I know.
My phone has a contacts section.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
It's a very nice phone.
In that section,
No, can we do section with an X?
Okay, so I accidentally wrote
We-
section.
yeah, we usually go with-
SEXTION.
we usually go with those accidents.
Okay, my phone is a contact section. All right, now this person's getting very concerned.
In that section, spell it the same way, please.
In that.
No, spell it right.
Okay.
Okay. In that section. Okay.
You are listed as
First name.
First name.
Left you.
Left you.
Surname.
Surname. Whoa, fancy.
High and dry.
High and dry.
Would you please account for yourself?
Would you please account for yourself?
Since I don't recall.
what on earth you did
I don't recall.
to earn that moniker.
I would like to forgive you.
I would like to forgive you,
But I first need to know the transgression.
but I first need to know the transgression. So this really implies that this person is going to know
Yes.
what they did to me. But I don't even know. Like, I was upset enough or whatever.
Yeah, this is a
quote,
bluff.
unquote,
This is a
upset
bluff.
enough.
We're just going to see.
So you're sure you would only do something like that as a bit?
Either as a bit or if I was like quietly mad at the person. It's just like if I did this because I was actually upset, it would be probably the most passive aggressive thing.
Right.
A person that I or maybe even a human being could do.
It's seriously, yeah.
No one will see.
Right. It's the ultimate passive aggressive move.
Or is it
Like,
just to,
I'm going to change your name in my contacts.
or is it just to remind yourself not to trust this person?
It's like Memento, which I keep
What?
going back to.
Yeah, you do.
Don't trust, I don't know.
But you
never
know how
mind.
sometimes if there's
John
like
G.
if there's like a person you've been dating and then they're shitty to you, you'll turn them into like do not pick up.
Right.
That's I assumed this was like the equivalent.
I mean, it's definitely it's not because everyone I've dated I don't think it's anybody I dated or was romantically involved with because I'm deathly afraid of forgetting people's names, which I do all the time.
Right.
And if it's someone that I'm romantically involved in, I don't think I would take the risk
That's too risky, yeah.
of having to one day field a call from them and not know who it is.
It sounds like a friend who did not show up for a social commitment, and then you just change their name to Left You High and Dry because they didn't show up.
So I think us making you send this, assuming you're going to have to send it when we get to the second half, I think it's helpful. We're helping you.
Yeah.
Get some
That's
answers.
what's happening.
All right. Well, let's leave that for a bit.
First, I need to know, am I signing off from this text? Like,
Would you feel better if you did?
should I give myself my own nickname?
Well,
like
here's
a
what I'll
Left
say.
You High and Dry
Oh,
version
that's
for
right.
me?
Yes.
Great
that's
call.
good.
Sorry we didn't
Okay.
think of that.
Well,
Nick, high and dry.
High and Dry. So it's okay. So it's
AKA High and Dry.
Nick, AKA. So this would imply that we are both related.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
That's good.
Excellent. All right, let's head back over to your email,
All right.
which just looking at it right away, because we're on the iPad so we can see, has 86 unread messages. Is that true?
Is that correct? 88.
88.
Yes.
I'm going to open with an invasive question, which is I notice you have a Google alert for a name that's not your name, but
Yes.
is close.
It's my brother's name.
And so you have a Google alert for everyone in your family or just your brother?
Just my brother.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just to see what he's up to, or does he also do cool stuff?
He plays like ultimate frisbee, and yeah, I don't know. I think I don't really remember why I necessarily
Just
did
making
that.
sure he didn't get arrested or something
Yeah.
like that.
It's also like something, you'll see evidence in my emails of stuff where it's like, oh, you're a member of this newsletter, and it's like, right. I haven't like,
Right.
This is something that was signed up for once that I have just not canceled.
Is it usually him if you do get an alert, or is it a common enough name that it could be any?
I would say it's like 50-50. Yeah. It's like for me, I have one for myself as well, and it's like me and some baseball player somewhere who's, I think, starting to do well, which I don't like because it's really messing up my Google alerts.
Yeah, because could it start to be him
Yeah.
more than you?
Yeah.
I don't love that. I
No.
don't love that.
If he makes it to the show, you're in trouble.
That's true. That's true.
Nick, you mentioned emails from your mom.
Yeah.
Can we look at a recent correspondence between you and your parents in a segment we call Parental Units?
Parental units.
Am I picking this or?
Yes, you pick something.
So my mom is a very positive thinky person, and so she'll often flood my inbox with, well, here's an email that says, "Don't look at the sun?" ?
Is this from the eclipse?
It's
It
a
is.
link to how to safely watch the eclipse. All right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this is a pretty standard email that I'll get from her. So the subject is appreciating contrast. And it's contrast always delivers a hit of negative emotion. But if you understand the role of contrast, you can shift your mind into seeing it as the bouncing off place for more of what you really want. Most people dwell on the discomfort and the situation itself, but that just makes more of it. Train yourself to perceive contrast as a tool of your expansion. You will manifest your next job in perfect timing if you realize that the contrast of the past year puts so much of what you really, really want in your vortex. Just cultivate expectation of good things. Let the universe surprise and delight you. Love, Mom. That is a very standard.
That was quintessential boilerplate.
mom. Yeah.
Because I will say most people would get an email like that from mom, but it's because mom read that somewhere. Your mom is generating that kind of deep thought.
yes.
That's not a cut and paste job by mom.
Wow.
She'll do some cut and paste jobs where she'll send me
Right.
like, "Ooh, this is a lovely like quote from a positive thing."
But this one, she put those thoughts down. You think?
Oh yeah. Grasp this. Okay, this is funny.
Oh.
There's a series of emails. The first one begins, "Really grasp this truth," part 1. The second one is "Grasp this truth," part 2. My mom. I don't know if you know who Abraham Hicks is.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this is like my mom subscribes. It's like The Secret. Remember that from a couple of years ago? Like, think positively and you'll bring positive stuff in your life. It's basically like that philosophy, but there's a real crazy backstory with Abraham Hicks, which is that it's my mom listens to this woman, like buys her CDs and her lectures, and they're great. I've listened to them, and they're very like the message that's being put out is a very positive one. I found it very helpful in times of contrast, if you will. But the thing about Abraham Hicks is that it's a woman who says that essentially an alien is speaking through her.
I maybe did read about this.
And it's like, so that's like crazy.
Right.
But what she's putting out is good.
Wait.
I
Right.
don't subscribe to it as much as my mom
Hold
does,
on.
but
So she is a woman.
she's a woman. Her name is
Being
Esther Hicks.
Right. Being
Abraham is the name of the
alien.
alien.
I don't know that she would use the term alien, but from another realm.
Okay.
A ghost.
They got okay.
You know.
Oh, gotcha.
Can you be contacted by a ghost and then just impose your last name on them? Isn't that presumptuous? Or are they married?
I think that it might. They are not married. No.
Okay.
It's kind of
You're
like
right,
when Nick kept the same surname as High and Dry.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a similar situation, I think.
I think that it may not be that she's putting her last name on it, but that there's a hyphen between Abraham Hicks, so it's like they are both one.
they're-
I do think maybe like, but though that's an interesting thing. Like this alien speaks through me, so like, yeah, I guess it legally
He's my
would
dad
have my
now.
last name.
But I
like,
think you raise an interesting point. If the background of the information is batshit crazy, but the information itself is positive and good, I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily at all.
No.
Well, it's like, what if, like, Einstein's theory of relativity, he was like, oh, and by the way, a talking squirrel told me that.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, okay, well, it's right.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it came from a talking squirrel. That's super weird.
As long as it's not like, and now to understand more, you have to give money to the squirrel.
Right.
Yes.
That's where it becomes dangerous.
I
Right.
mean, I guess that, Abraham Hicks is like, you're paying to hear these lectures. So it's like, it's I guess, a diet cult.
Right. Right.
But only in the sense that it's insane.
Right. Cult light. Cult
Yeah.
adjacent.
But I think it's also they're not like, I don't know. It's like if it's a cult, it's like this is a fine one because it's such
Yeah.
a positive. They don't shut down other opinions
Right.
of themselves.
And they're not making you live on a boat and not talk to the rest of your
Yeah,
family.
they do have a cruise though, so you have.
Oh.
But a cruise is not a boat you live on. It's a boat you
Yeah.
stay on.
Yeah.
All right. But a boat was mentioned, and then he said
But
there's
yeah,
a
there
cruise.
was a-
I'm just
okay.
saying.
That's-
It
Eyebrows
just
went up.
slowly comes out more and more. Yes, there is a punishment. There's a great starving that happens.
On the cruise.
Yes. During the full moon, they sacrifice a goat. What's the big deal?
Do you have YouTube on that guy?
On this, yeah.
Yes.
What are we looking through what I've seen on YouTube?
We want to look at your
mean,
tube
it's-
history.
What's your tube history?
The past 500 things I've watched are all this one video from The Greatest Showman, like workshop session. Have you seen that?
No.
No.
Ugh. I don't particularly like that I love this,
Okay.
but it remains true. Do you want me to play it?
Yeah. Well, let's give some context.
Okay.
How did this come into your life?
I follow Gal Gadot
Okay.
on Instagram, and she had reposted this video, and there was just a clip of this one song. And one of my friends, or, we're not the closest of friends, but
their real name is in your phone.
I actually don't know. I don't know if I have their number.
Oh, okay.
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 But mutual follows on any social media platform.
Yeah. Friend, and if we see each other, we will chat. Her name's Carrie Manilakis. She's like this incredible singer, like incredible. I'm like, I think like I'm more of a fan of her than I would say we are friends. And I saw her in this video, so that made me go, oh, let me watch this. And then it's like this. It's. I mean, you want me to describe what the video is?
No, now I want to watch it.
Okay. All right.
Holy shit. I think we'll leave 4 minutes and 50 seconds of silence for people too.
Just to go watch that. Yeah.
That's incredible. I would say I was agnostic on Hugh Jackman until watching that, and I was like, you know what, Hugh? You're pretty great.
You saw evidence of his celestial.
Yes, exactly.
So that was a woman like who was leading this song, like it's a theme song in the movie.
It's a rehearsal. Yeah.
Right.
Well, this was like this workshop session to get the movie greenlit.
Oh, wow.
So like they had all of these, executives or whatever
I see. So
in the room.
Huge stakes for that rehearsal.
So they did like a bunch of different songs, and then there's this other video where Hugh Jackman they like started out where he had just had like some skin cancer taken out of his face, and so he like couldn't sing that day, and so Jeremy Jordan, this other Broadway guy, was singing for him, and he would stand next to him and just sort of generally emote to sort of make it clear that he was singing on the day. But then in this other clip, he like finally was overcome with emotion and decided to sing like the last song.
Wow.
Which is itself its own fun video of that. But yeah.
But the woman singing that song that we just watched was like totally nervous. They talked about how nervous she was.
Yeah.
And by the end, she's just crushing it so hard.
Yeah.
Everyone is up on their feet yelling. Hugh Jackman's going nuts. It's pretty awesome.
Which is also, though, it feels and probably is very manufactured because she is a Broadway performer.
Yes,
so
yes,
I'm
yes.
sort of like, you were nervous, but this is fully your job that you have done to great acclaim. So
right.
That
That's
you are
fair.
clearly excellent at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that roped me in.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I am not often into musicals, but when I am, I'm very into them.
What was the last musical you were really into?
Probably by the same writers, Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was the same writers.
Oh yeah.
So
and
they're having
La La
a time.
Land. Oh,
They're having a time.
they're doing okay.
They're having a go of it.
I didn't know the La La Land people were also the Dear Evan Hansen people.
Yeah. There's apparently there can only be one set of musical writers at a time.
Right.
Right.
And Lin-Manuel just passed the torch to them.
Yes. Headed over to London, and so now they can have America.
Yeah. He seeded the colonies.
Very generous.
That's awesome. And is this another performance of that same song that I've seen you've watched?
Yep, that's the same song in a similar live setting. I've watched that as well, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And
there it is again.
And then another one.
This is so funny.
And
then
then it looks like I went off on Jeremy Jordan. I started watching some of his singing things.
Was he on Smash?
I actually don't. I never watched Smash,
Okay.
so maybe he was
I'll
in
check
Newsies.
so too. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, look! It looks like you got. It's not the song, but it looks like you got an interview still to watch.
Yeah. With Conchita. Conchita meets Keala Settle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's after this is done.
Have you downloaded? Have you bought the song from iTunes yet?
I have Apple Music, so I.
Oh,
Did
congratulations!
Yes,
by the way.
thank you. I'm doing very well.
Great.
It's like Spotify, but not as good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then why do you have it?
Because I say I'm doing very well. We have a family plan at our house, and my dad wanted Apple Music, so, and he's paying for it, so sure.
There you go. Hey, Nick, can we see what's in the drafts?
Oh, what's in the box?
Oh, it looks like you tried to get out of jury duty and then didn't commit to it.
Yeah. I guess maybe I should have sent this. Apparently, It's
That
me
is
sending.
a young boy.
Yeah.
That's a little boy.
Well, he doesn't have any facial hair, but
Is that what he looks like without facial hair?
yeah, that's kind of what he looks like.
When is
without
that
facial-
picture from, though?
This must be 2000. I guess, God, it is maybe 4 years ago, 2014.
No, I would have thought that was your 16-year-old picture.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah. Three years ago, I guess.
That facial hair is a
4
game
years
changer,
ago.
man.
Yeah. Really ages me, I guess, 15 years.
Yeah. So you thought about trying to get out of jury duty, but then didn't do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
because it's in California, right?
they were summoning me in Atlanta, but
Oh.
I attached my California
Yeah, you-
driver's license.
Even
Went
though
to
at
the
that
link-
point you did live in New York.
Yes.
Let's not
At
pin
this
our
point, I
guest
did live
down
in
to
New York.
jury fraud here,
Sorry.
Nicole.
It's not jury fraud. He
He
definitely
didn't
doesn't
live in
Georgia.
right. Didn't live in Georgia. Is jury fraud even the actual term for what I'm
it's
looking
definitely
for?
not the actual term.
There are a lot of drafts here. Just want to be clear.
And are these
Yeah,
like
these
you?
are, and they're all. There's not much in them.
I would say pretty substantial that you didn't send the jury response, though. That's a significant one.
Probably a massive oversight. That.
Yeah. I would say avoid California right now. Avoid Georgia right now.
Possible, like discussing hotels with a friend.
Is this? It looks like discussing home away rentals with a friend.
Yeah, very
But for
not
couples,
exciting.
looks like it was for couples.
It yeah. What? Let's see. What was this? This is. It must be for a wedding.
I see. Can I say though,
guess.
pretty pleased to see 3 dudes on a list organizing.
Yeah, this is apparently the message we sent
Wait,
to
what-
the Airbnb. Hi, I'm looking to rent an apartment for me and several friends and our girlfriends/wives to stay in for our friend's wedding, and your apartment looks great. I like that I'm like being very specific of now. Listen, some of them we are married, some of others it's a girlfriend situation.
As if a person you were seeing might see that and be like, "Oh my God, we're married."
Yeah. Or like that it matters.
It's not
to
that
this.
serious for a couple of us, but
Yes. Right, or that this person would be like, "Well, wives only, no girlfriends."
Yeah, and then I'm sending an email to this friend saying, I just found a friend's apartment that might be free that weekend, so I may end up doing that.
Oh, so you were going to bail
I was
on them.
bailing on it. Do you guys still want to get the place? If I'm out, I think split between 3 couples, it'd still be cheaper than the hotel. What was this for? Oh, this... Yes, this was for a wedding. Oh, my God. I'm remembering what happened with this.
oh, what happened? Do tell.
Tell.
So it was for my friend Travis's wedding in New York, and my girlfriend at the time and I was like, let's get an apartment. I didn't want to get like a hotel in New York because hotels in New York are very expensive and they're super tiny. I was like, we're probably better off doing an Airbnb or VRBO, whatever.
I also think because you had lived in New York before that, and now you were in California, and I think there's something troublesome about having to rent a hotel in a place where you used to live.
Yeah.
That it's a little bit like you really feel like you don't live there anymore.
Yeah, I think it's for sure connected to that. And I was also like, I just know, like, I used to work at the Standard Hotel in the Meatpacking District, and I'm so, like, I just don't really like New York hotels. And so I was really into the idea, but she really liked hotels. Anyhow, I found us this Airbnb that was anybody who – and so I've lived in New York before. She had not.
Okay.
And so I find this apartment that is, like, amazing by people who have lived in New York's standards, where it's like, oh, it's got, like, a living room, a separate bedroom, a bathroom, and a kitchen. You know, this is a full mansion, and it was not that expensive.
Right.
So we get it, and I walk into it, and we both have very different reactions. Where I'm like, oh, my God, this place is perfect. And she was like, this place is filthy, and I hate it. And she also she also had problems with Airbnbs and, like, you know, not wanting to – she's like, it's like you're in other people's areas. Like, it's just so lived in. It's so – which I understand, but also shut up.
Was she right on further inspection? Like, did you find filthy? Like, did it get more filthy as you examined it more?
There were the occasional hairs
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
yeah.
It's
That's
not like
tough.
with a hotel you get a sterile
Yes.
environment.
Yes.
Do we think they were head hairs? Can I ask?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure
Okay.
they were.
All right.
It was like, I mean, it wasn't. Basically, I was just sort of like, "What's wrong with it?" And then she was like, pointed out 8 spots
Right.
that I would not have noticed. But
Right.
I was like, "Sure, that is a dirty spot."
When I was in my early 20s, it was my job to secure accommodations for, because I worked at a theater, it was my job to secure accommodations for designers who were coming over to the United States and staying in New York. And I got an apartment for a designer who was going to be here for like a month that was like on Elizabeth Street in the east, like Lower East Side, that I thought was like very nice, maybe a little shabby chic, but I was like, this is incredible. And it's like, for a good price. And I walked in there with this very fancy French designer. And he was like, absolutely not. I will not stay here. And I had to like find an immediate place for him. And in
my God.
retrospect, the man was totally right. It was an absolute shithole.
Covered in
It
hairs.
was like, without a doubt, a shithole.
boy.
But like, because, I was in my early 20s living in New York, I was like, do you understand where this apartment is? Look at the bed. It has a bed.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two very. It's also like when I came back to New York and it was like apartment hunting. After apartment hunting in LA, coming to New York and doing that is absolute torture because you're like, what? People can't live like this.
Right.
Right.
Whereas when you've lived in New York for 10 years, you get so beaten down by it.
Yeah,
that
you get conditioned to living like in a cave-like space.
Yes.
You get Stockholm syndrome,
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in LA, all of the apartments, that's the footprint of the apartment when it was built.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York apartments, it was like, well, this used to be 6 different families lived here, and now 24 different families live here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
They just chop things up in ways that
Right.
don't make sense anymore.
Right.
God, it's so true. So there's an email, the subject of which is La dernière semaine d'Avril.
The last week
Which-
of April.
These are some very fancy people you're emailing, though.
Yeah, this reeks of my writing partner, Brian. Yep. Brian was planning a dinner for the last week of April, and the subject is La dernière semaine d'Avril.
Which is...
The last week
Which
of
is
April.
the last week of April, but in
No.
French for
Yeah.
no reason.
Sorry, I didn't take French.
Oh, my
And
God.
also, the signature on this email is pretty...
Yes, he signed it from us to our friends, and he signed it Ben Affleck and Matt Damon,
God bless.
2015.
My God,
Yeah.
he does mention the last week in April.
Yeah, he
'Cause I'm
says-
sorry, I wouldn't know what that meant. I would assume that was the restaurant
That
you
means
wanted me
the
to go
dinner's
to.
not for you.
Right.
It's not for you.
Oh, excuse you.
The response to this email from the person is begins with sorry not to reply sooner.
And what was the oh yeah, it was like 2 weeks. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's just funny that
It's funny when
I
you send-
guarantee that made Brian
Oh.
second guess that
he
subject
had to have been
line.
sweating. Had to have been sweating. After you put French in your subject line, don't get a response for 2 weeks. You're feeling so good when you send that, and
Did
then
this dinner ever happen? Because it
Yes,
looks like
it did.
okay. Because it looks like you really let it go.
I mean, I wrote a whole draft with restaurant options here.
Are you the kind of person who will send options if you're organizing something with people? And do you enjoy that?
Yes, I much prefer sending options because I like not having to. Well, I like the onus being on them a little bit in case the restaurant's not great.
Yes.
It's like, oh well, I gave you 3 choices.
you chose that
That's
place.
what people don't realize. Is I feel like people won't bother making a choice at all. But it's like, no, you dummies. Throw out 3 choices. It looks like the work has been done, and now no responsibility is on me.
I think that's a perfect thing. I like getting 3 like give me 3 choices, so I feel like I have some agency in this.
Right.
And but like the world isn't my full oyster. Yeah, I think that's the right way of handling that.
Right. Some of these are full emails that you've written and then not sent.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Have I never sent an email to someone?
Do you think
you
if
write
just
it,
write
sign it,
Yeah.
and then you're done.
Yeah.
Sorry, is this an email where you tell somebody Monty Python is good?
Yeah.
Specifically,
Sorry.
the show is wonderful.
The show is wonderful. The subject is Monty Python. There's got to be more to it than this. So it's me asking a woman who I know to be a manager for tickets to a show. But what? This...
Oh, this is also sounds like a little. Would you mind reading this email? Because it sounds a little bit like a real sitcom scenario here.
Yeah. So it's an email to Kirsten Ames, who is a manager that I'm friends with. So it says, Kirsten, first of all, thank you so much for the tickets to the show tonight. I'm super excited to go. Second of all, I was wondering if it would be possible to maybe get 2 more comps. I accidentally promised my extra ticket to 3 different people because I'm a ridiculous human being, and it turns out that they all could go. Anyway, if it'd be possible to get 2 extra comps, that'd be amazing. If not, thank you anyway, and I hope to see you soon. So that was real bold of old Nick to be like, I've got an extra ticket.
That happened in this season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He asked Lin-Manuel Miranda for an extra ticket for like the oyster shucker.
Yes.
Yes.
You were way ahead of the curve
I
on
did
that
watch.
one.
That's the only episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm
Is that
I ever
right?
watched because Lin-Manuel was in it.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like I was certain that 2 of these people would turn me down.
Yes,
or
he must have
something.
been. Yeah.
But I didn't even wait to get that. But then she then gives
She
me...
came through?
She gives me the tickets. Yes, not a problem. But I don't understand what this... Because the subject is Monty Python, and...
Could it have been Spam-A-Lot?
But I don't even...
And then you never followed up with
Monty
how the show
Python
went.
in 2009. What could that have been?
The show is wonderful. You
The
almost
show
just
is
wanna-
wonderful. I wrote
You
a
were gonna
draft.
tell.
Yes.
The show is wonderful, and then I didn't send it.
I really want to just go through what I want this show to be is just us going through and asking people you've contacted to clarify what you were talking about years ago. Like, I want you to send an email and be like, do you know what this is?
Hey, what was that show? Remember back in 2009? Oh, this is pitching a sketch to crack.com called ADD Superhero, which is about as complex an idea as it sounds. Let's see. We thought about that, but we sort of came to the decision that because it's so expected to see it show up in a bunch of different ways, it's almost a surprise that it's texting each time. That's right. The superhero is just every time it cuts back to him, he's just texting. And so it's like, and it never, I remember the sketch never changes from that. It's just always
Texting.
And they, I guess, were giving us the note, maybe have that manifest in different ways. And this is a draft of me going, no. I think we got it right.
We'll stick with the texting.
We've struck oil, so we're going to stop digging.
What's interesting is if it's just texting, it's less ADD superhero and more just a commentary on the modern world and how we interact with our phones.
Yes, but keep in mind this is 2009, so it's hitting that commentary still late, but only a year late, not 10 years late.
Is he texting 2009? Is he on a flip phone or is that?
He's on an iPhone. He's on an iPhone.
Well, I didn't.
This would have been a BlackBerry because at the time I had a BlackBerry.
Oh,
But, yeah.
and so
All right.
your characters are always stand-in for you. So if you had a BlackBerry, this superhero is going to have a BlackBerry.
I don't want to officially commit to saying my characters are a stand-in for me, but this one certainly is, yeah.
ADD superhero.
This
is.
sketch, I remember this sketch was almost, I would say, 95% written by Brian, and it was based on his frustration with me being on my phone a bunch.
There you go.
We filmed it, and then we did not put it online because we thought it was not good enough.
Oh, wow.
So that exists.
Those are some standards.
Secret.
That's
Yeah.
a different kind of draft, I'd say.
Yeah. This is sad. An email to our manager. Hey, man, just wanted to check in and see if there had been any feedback from the Swordson people about the DVD or writing packet. Anyhow, I can tell you now, spoiler alert, there was not any feedback in 2009 from Nick Swardson's people.
Matt?
Hey, Nick.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's time for things to come home to roost, as they say. This is part 2 of Email Roulette.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought you were calling me Nick, and I was so excited that I had a nickname.
Well, that would have worked
That's so
too.
cool.
That would have worked too.
Yeah, it would have.
We'll do that when Nick's not here. Maybe we'll try that out.
Yeah, it'd be confusing now.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to that text that we wrote.
Okay.
And we're gonna have you reread that just so we know what
Jesus.
the stakes are here.
Okay. So it reads, well, hello, whoever you are. You might be, again, just, this person, as soon as they get this, who probably has my contact information,
they
is
know
like,
who
what
you
the
are."
hell's Nick doing?
That's the beauty of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You might be surprised that I'm writing an email or text to a person I cannot identify. At this point, they're very scared. Here's what I know. My phone has a contacts section, spelled in a way that feels like assault. In that section, you are listed as first name left you, surname high and dry. Would you please account for yourself, since I don't recall what on earth you did to earn that moniker?
So pretentious.
Oh boy. I would like to forgive you, but I first need to know the transgression. Nick, aka high and dry. Now, reading it back, ending it with Nick, aka high and dry, is a truly bewildering end to this message.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, this is going to be a very strange text message for this person to get if they get it.
It's also going to be a scary thing because whenever you get a text that's like
Long.
you can tell you're going to have to scroll down a couple times. Those are rarely good texts.
Especially when it starts with, well, hello, whoever you are.
If it's addressed at all, if it's, hi, Nick, comma, it's like, what's this about to be? You're really composing.
Yeah. All right. We have the trivia question, Nicole. You got it?
Yes, indeed we do.
Okay, Nick, we don't know the answer. In theory, we will be on your team. We're not always the most helpful, but we're going to try.
Okay.
25 years ago, the first text message was sent by UK developer Neil Papworth, who typed the message on a computer and then sent it to a coworker's cell phone because mobile phones in 1992 didn't yet have keyboards. That message was which of the following? A. Happy birthday, Joan. B. Did this work? C. Merry Christmas. D. I'm outside, Derek. Can you let me in?
By the way, what an apropos question for this occasion.
Yes.
We've typed a text message on a computer as well.
Yeah, Ben knows what he's
And
doing.
if we had it, I just feel like, man, someone behind the scenes really doing some good work there. Ben, nicely done.
It's Ben
I
behind
know.
the scenes. Someone behind the scenes.
Okay.
First text message.
The first text message I ever sent, it was sent from a computer to a phone.
Yes.
Yes, because...
And it was who sent it?
Neil Papworth. Is that going to help you?
Well, was it a scientist? Was it
Developer.
someone who was...
He's a developer.
It was a developer.
Yes, a.k.a. scientist.
I assume computer developer and not like
Computer
a real
scientist.
Estate.
Yes.
Assuming not a real estate developer. But we don't know.
Could have been.
So I have to assume this is probably in an experiment where they were like, hey, let's try to invent text messaging, not something where he's like, oh, I know a thing that I can do, and he sent a text, because otherwise the other person on the other end of the phone has got to be like,
Mind
what
blown.
the fuck? A freaking text message just came onto this phone.
Right, you wouldn't even call it a text message.
You
would
wouldn't
call,
even know what it was.
Words.
You'd be like, you'd think it was the phone.
Yeah.
I am
My phone is talking to me.
because of that, I have to eliminate Derek, I'm outside, can you let me in?
That would be quite a prank. If you
Also,
did.
that's bananas because he's sending it from a computer. So it means he's got a full computer outside.
Yeah, he's got a computer outside.
Possible. Do we have laptops in 92? Don't think so.
We don't know.
92.
There's no way to verify that.
We
unfortunately.
barely have cell phones at all, right?
92, we
Didn't we
had...
also barely have personal computers? Like, we only had personal computers for like a couple years, right? Am I wrong?
My family
Am I
got
an
one.
idiot?
I think we've been going pretty hard on those since the 80s,
Really?
right? Like mid to late 80s,
Yeah,
right?
this
That's
is-
when our families got
Yeah,
computers.
This is barely not the 80s.
Barely not the 80s, as they say.
I think we got our first computer in 92.
Whoa.
Like right around 92, 93.
Things are really coming home
Could you take
to
it outside
roost.
if you got locked out?
No.
Could you
Well,
take it
there you
outside and send a message to somebody
Yeah.
from outside their home?
Would you think to, yeah, would you? So that one's out. So
I
what are the
agree.
other three choices?
Happy birthday, Joan.
That seems very possible.
Did this work?
Did this work? Now that feels like the obvious choice.
It's a trap.
Yes.
That
think
feels
it's
like a trap.
I think that's okay. And then the other one is Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I think it's got to be Happy Birthday or Merry Christmas.
Well, the good news for you, Nick, is you will get multiple chances. You have to get this.
What?
You have to get this
Awesome.
wrong 3 times to.
Oh
have to
my
send
God.
This. That's the good news. We wait to tell you that till the end.
I don't know if this will help. It's a UK developer, so maybe say all of these in a British accent.
Oh, okay, great. I have a perfect British accent. So, all right. So, Happy Birthday, Joan,
Great.
or
Great.
Merry Christmas. Good. That's for viewers at home. That is still Nick. A British man didn't just come into the room.
And then try a did it work?
Did this work?
Okay. If I'm honest, the 2 I've felt your heart most into were Happy Birthday and Did It Work? Just
Yeah, I
Merry
agree.
Christmas, I didn't feel like your heart was in it.
I
Well,
agree.
I'm thinking about Merry Christmas, and I'm like, Well, it's 92, so we were still saying Merry Christmas again.
We definitely
up
were.
until this year when we can now say it again.
Right.
But that it almost applied. Like, were they working on Christmas?
That's the question.
But they would be happy and excited if it had worked.
Yes.
So maybe a Merry Christmas would be appropriate, even if it was a week or two
Also,
early.
A Christmas Carol, there's a rich British tradition of having to work on Christmas.
Wow, the plot thickens.
Right.
That's true.
Rich British tradition.
Their
mouthful.
country's built on working on Christmas and
Yep. That's how they got where they are.
keeping poor people away from their crippled children.
Well,
I mean, I'm going to go. I get 3 guesses.
Yeah.
I'm going to go my first.
first attempt.
Actually, I think Merry Christmas. As much as I was hesitant, I'm going to guess Merry Christmas.
Can you just deliver that to Ben? Tell him that's your first guess.
My first guess is Merry Christmas. You're right. Oh my God! Oh, thank God! I'm
Huge.
deleting the hell out of this text.
Oh, maybe save it just for fun.
Oh, beautiful. Nicely done.
I'll put it
Really
in my
nice.
drafts.
Yes.
Add it to the
Exactly.
drafts
Add it
folder.
to the drafts.
As happy as I am to get it right, I would have been equally happy to have it be wrong and have the correct answer be
Derek,
I'm
I'm
outside.
outside.
Derek,
Derek,
yeah.
let me in.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Pranks don't get much better than that in 92 than like I'm outside.
Yeah.
Like a message sent from a computer. That's a pretty great
That's
hoax.
a great prank.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, where can people find you if they're looking for you?
They can find me.
What's your address?
Oh, okay. They can find me on Twitter at Nick Kocher. That's it.
Kocher, right?
Kocher, and on Instagram. And they can visit BriTANicK.com to see some sketch comedy I've written. Yeah.
Awesome.
Real good?
Cool.
Sweet.
Thanks, bye.
Mail.